Hello friends, it's Miss Kline again. I'm so excited to be back with you, reading another book that's one of my favorites. This book is called City Mouse, Country Mouse, and Two More Tales from Aesop. So this is a book that has 3 stories in one, and we're going to be reading all of them today. Here we go. Once upon a time, a city mouse went to visit his cousin in the country. The country mouse was happy to see his cousin. The country mouse did not have fine food, but he was happy to share what he had with the city mouse. The city mouse turned up his nose at the country food, and he invited his cousin to have dinner with him in the city. He doesn't sound very grateful for the free meal. No sooner said than done. The 2 mice set off for the city. As they came to the home of the city mouse, it was very late at night. The city mouse led the country mouse right into a grand dining room. The leftovers of a fine feast were still on the table. Soon the 2 mice were eating jam and cake and all that was nice. Suddenly they heard growling and barking. Uh-oh. I think there's a 3rd person at this meal. Who do you think it might be? All at once, the door flew open, and in came 2 huge dogs. Both mice ran for their lives. The country mouse made up his mind to go back to the country that very night. He probably didn't feel very safe with those dogs there. What good is fine food if you can't enjoy it? It is much better to eat plain food in peace. Now, this story is what's called a fable. And in a fable, there's always a lesson to be learned. And I think the lesson in this story is it's important to enjoy what you have and not look down on people because what they have is different than you. Because the country mouse got to eat his tasty food in peace. But when the city mouse was kind of mean to him and was like, oh, your food's not good enough, they were chased by 2 dogs because they wanted more than what they had. The next part of this story is another fable called The Lion and the Mouse. This is a story that's pretty well known and happens to be one of my favorites. Buckle in, here we go. Once, while a lion was sleeping, a little mouse ran up and down his back. Soon the lion woke up. He put his big paw on the mouse. He opened his big jaws to swallow him. Oh no, the poor mouse. What's going to happen to him? The mouse begged the lion to let him go. He promised to help the lion someday. The lion laughed at the thought of a little mouse helping a great lion, but he lifted his paw and let the mouse go. I wonder if the mouse is going to ever get a chance to help the lion. Not long after, the mouse saw the lion tied to a tree. The lion had been trapped by hunters. The little mouse went up to the great lion, and he gnawed right through the ropes. Soon the lion was free. So the mouse did get a chance to help out the lion. I bet the lion is so happy that he let that mouse live. Was I right? Said the little mouse to the lion. Little friends can do great things. Just like the first story, this is also a fable. What do you think that the lesson of this story was? Tell me below. I wonder if it's the same one I'm thinking of. The last story in this book is called Belling the Cat. Long ago, the mice had a meeting to talk about their enemy, the cat. what could they do about her? Some said this and some said that, but at last a young mouse got up and said he had an idea. The cat moves without making a sound, he said. That's why we're always in danger. And, he said, if we could hear her coming, it would be easy for us to run away. I wonder how they're going to make the cat make noise. Now, my idea is this. We will tie a bell around the cat's neck. Of course they will. That's how they're going to get the cat to make noises. Then whenever she moves, we will hear her and we can run away. The mice clapped and cheered until an old mouse got up and said, "That is all very well, but which of you is going to put the bell on the cat?" The mice looked at one another in silence. That's not a job I would want. If I were a mouse, I would not want to try to put a bell on a cat's neck. Let's see what they do. And no one ever spoke again of belling the cat. They decided the same thing I did. It is not worth it to send someone out to try to put a bell on a cat's neck just so we can hear them coming. I hope that you enjoyed this book today. Please let me know if you would like more stories like this that have a lesson or a moral in the comments below. I will see you next time. Bye.